When I lost my grandmother at 15, before Christmas, I learned that sorrow is in the end, that those of the darkness aren't always evil. Sometimes they keep us all safe. The night which changed my life, history knows as Krampusnacht. My mom was getting ready for her office's Christmas party, going with my friend Amelia's parents, Mary and Steve, her co-workers. I knew that my mom needed this since she too was still mourning like me. Turning off my NES, as I went downstairs, seeing our Christmas tree with mine and Mom's stockings over the fireplace, I remembered my grandma. Christmas would feel empty without her, and being this healthy was still new to me. I reminded of how last year's Halloween got ruined after I got that stupid sinus infection. My friend Amelia got to trick-or-treating while I stayed home recuperating and miserable. Later on that night, though, she visited me, saving a whole lot of candy for me. Maybe tonight will cheer me up. Mom, I'm in the living room, turning on the TV, watching as I waited.
It's 6:30, and now your KTSB 11 evening weather report for Tuesday, December 5th, 1989. Weather patterns from across the country show heavy snowfall combining with strong cold winds from the north, leading to possible more snowstorms predicted to last through the week here also in the Twin Cities, Minnesota area. Heed your local traffic advisories and drive safely on the roads. Now back to the news desk.
The warmth of our fireplace felt good.
In recent news, reports of unusually large wolf sightings near the Twin Cities, Minnesota area has prompted the spokesman for the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife to comment on.
My mom walked in the living room, all dressed up. As she put on her thick coat, she made sure to remind me my dinner was made and in the oven, wrapped in foil when I was hungry, and on the kitchen counter cooling off her brownies she made for me and Amelia. She hugged me and asked that we try not to stay up past midnight, since she may get home late. Then pointed to the paper on the fridge door, showing the Knutsons, our next-door neighbor's number, and to call them if we needed anything. Feeling confident, I replied to her,
I will, Mom. Don't worry about me. Enjoy yourself. I think we should enjoy ourselves tonight. It's almost Christmas in 3 weeks. Expressing a genuine smile.
My mom called me honey, and genuinely feeling happiness in her face, told me to have a good time. I thanked my mom, replying as she opened the door, with the outside cold wind blowing in with some snow. There was Amelia's parents, dressed up as well, covered in warm coats, greeting my mom, saying hi to me also, and dropping off their daughter. My mom also telling Amelia to have fun.
Thanks, Mrs. Matthews.
Mom and Amelia replied to each other.
Wow, it's a blizzard tonight, huh?
She asked me. Yeah, it seems that way. Make yourself comfortable. Taking off her thick beanie and coat, I went to our front window, seeing my mom get into Amelia's parents' car, watching them drive off to their Christmas party.
Hey, Robbie. You eat already?
I'm about to eat some dinner Mom made me.
Good. Asking because...
Going to her coat, taking a small plastic bag out of her coat pocket.
Here, help yourself to some of these chocolate chip cookies my mom baked. I saved you some.
Wow, thank you.
No problem. Anything good on TV?
Talking as I was eating my plate.
Feel free to change the channel. There's some news about it snowing all week, and some wolf sightings.
Wolf sightings? Huh.
After dinner and brownies, we sat on the couch watching some MTV. But after an hour there, I could see Amelia was slightly uncomfortable.
Hey, Robbie. The warmth feels good in here, but I'm a little scared of being across your fireplace. It's just because of something stupid that happened to me when I was little with the fireplace at our house.
Oh, well, we can go upstairs. Want to play some 2-player games on my NES?
Totally. In fact, I got your high score beat on Double Dragon.
We happily went upstairs to my room, playing for a couple of hours. As Amelia was kicking my butt at WWF WrestleMania, I forgot about the cookies. Amelia saved me. I left them on the kitchen counter. I'm going downstairs real quick. I'll be right back. Feel free to play without me, I told her as I went back downstairs to the kitchen. As I went to grab the cookies, suddenly the power went out. It was totally dark in my house. The only room lit slightly was the living room because of the fireplace. Looking outside my window, the whole block was dark. Hope the Knutsons next door are okay. And Mom, too. It started getting really cold fast, so I put on my coat from the closet. Then, I heard a loud crashing sound on the roof and heard Amelia's scream. I rushed upstairs to my room quickly, reaching my room, out of breath. I asked her, "Are you okay?"
I'm okay. Just that noise freaked me out. It reminded me of a story my grandparents told me growing up.
Maybe the antenna on the roof got knocked down. The weather report said there were some strong winds with tonight's snow.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Look, it's gonna get cold up here too, and I don't know how long we'll be without power. Let's go downstairs to the living room. It's warmer there.
Okay, if we have to.
Being more uncomfortable with that rather than the impending cold, which I found odd, soon brushed off. I sneezed as we went back downstairs. Oh no, the cold is finally getting to me. Feeling my nose get stuffy and clogged with mucus. As we sat on the couch, I asked her, want to play some board games? We can use the light of the fireplace to see.
No! I told you! I don't want to be that close to the fire.
She shouted. Shocked, I asked her, "Are you okay?" Her expression changed.
Sorry. It's been too long since I last ate, and I get a little cranky if I don't eat.
Don't worry, the same thing used to happen to my grandma.
You really miss her, huh?
She asked. Absolutely. It was just her, my mom, and me, and really, it's felt like forever since I last saw her, before she died. Hey, look. I'll make you some food from the fridge.
Okay.
So, while I was making her a hefty ham and cheese sandwich, I asked her, "That story you said your grandparents told you growing up, what was it?"
Oh? It's an old story about Krampus. They were also told growing up by their parents as kids in Germany.
Krampus? What's that?
You mean, who's that? Well, almost everyone knows about Santa Claus that celebrates Christmas, right?
Yeah? Listening intently.
Well, before Christmas, today's date exactly is said to be Krampus's holiday, Krampusnacht. On Christmas, Santa comes to all the good kids all over the world in one night, bringing gifts and joy.
She paused, seeing my expression of curiosity, and continued smiling slightly.
But Krampus is different. He's a horned monster, a devil, actually, who comes for all the bad kids all over the world on Santa's naughty list in one night.
Devil? Uncomfortably replying.
Yes, he comes down chimneys too, going to the children in their beds while they are asleep, wakes them and grabs them kicking and screaming, stuffing them whole into his great sack, making off with them, leaving a lump of coal in their beds as a warning to all the rest of the children not to be naughty before Christmas.
Where's he take him? I finished making her sandwich, asking her.
Some say he takes them down to the underworld, collecting their souls as trophies. Or he just eats them for dinner.
Taken aback by her attitude, I could only say, "Wow, that's messed up."
Well, he was celebrated in the old world as much as Santa Claus, both of them providing balance of light and dark.
As creepy as this sounds, this stuff is awesome to hear the way you tell it.
Thank you. My parents encouraged me to learn about history and my grandparents' history. My parents and I are the first in our family, though, that don't believe the story.
Really?
Hey, can I get some water?
Sure, I said, grabbing a glass, filling it from the tap and handing it to her. As I'm about to walk with her, I thought, to the warmer living room, I see her stand near the fireplace, throwing the water on it, putting it out completely.
Oops.
I yelled at her. "Hey, what the hell? That was no accident. You did that on purpose." Rushing to the fireplace, handing her her sandwich. "Oh no." All the wood's soaked. The cold will get us for sure. If that doesn't, my mom's gonna kill me if I get sick again.
Oh, don't worry, Robbie. She won't kill you. That's my job.
What?
Did you eat those cookies I gave you?
No. Not really.
Too bad. I like my food fattened up. I guess beggars can't be choosers, especially near Christmas.
Why are you being this way? As I turn to see her, she smiles at me with an evil grin. The cold I felt was nothing compared to what I felt in my blood. As right there in the dark, she changes in front of me. She falls to the floor, her face lengthening into a snout with sharpened teeth. Her clothes barely cover her large body, now thick and gray hair. As she stands up, her legs now resemble a dog's hind legs, wagging a large tail.
My parents will eat soon, and now I finally have you all to myself. You're so healthy and delicious looking, Robbie.
I yelled, frozen in fear. Amelia, what?
We had planned to eat you, your mom and grandma last Halloween, but then you got sick. My parents were concerned about me getting sick from your germs. Our kind's immune system at my age are more fragile to diseases. My mom and dad were on the news tonight, just stretching out their legs before today.
Before I knew it, she swiped across my torso with one of her claws, bringing me down to the ground. In pain, blood dripping from my wound.
You'll be with your grandma soon, Robbie. Just let this happen.
Raising her claw again, the fireplace roared back to life. The fire glowing a bright blue. It didn't feel cold anymore, as the monster Amelia exclaimed.
What the hell is going on?
We both heard another crash on the roof. Much louder than before, with distant snorts and growling. Suddenly, down the chimney, coming out through the blue fire, was a large white-horned creature, larger than Amelia, whose head almost reached the height of the nearby Christmas tree, wearing a black and red Santa-style jacket, carrying a large sack ringed in silver bells in its left clawed hand, and a tight bundle of silver-tipped sticks in the other. Still frightened and bleeding, I knew this was Krampus in the flesh. As Amelia went to swipe at him with her claws, he hit her hard with the tight bundle of sticks, knocking her away from me onto the floor. Then stood over her, mercilessly whipping her with it. Causing her extreme pain as she roared. The bloody wounds developing on her sizzled loudly with every whack he gave her. As she roared at him, and he roared louder at her. Finally, she gave up fighting back. Then, Krampus grabbed her by her legs as she slowly changed back into a human girl, stuffing her, kicking and screaming into his large sack, tying it off as she groaned loudly, stopping moving. He then took out of his coat pocket a lump of coal. Before leaving back up the chimney, he looked at me. I blacked out until I woke up in the hospital bed, hooked up to an IV and monitor, my stomach area hurting like hell and sore. Seeing that I was cleaned and bandaged up, my mom ran into the room and hugged me, tighter than she ever has.
Nearly crying,
My mom
explained when they came back, the police were outside her house. She was horrified. but Amanda's parents were surprised, and then concerned as they saw me taken unconscious into an ambulance, and frightened, asking the nearby officers about Amelia. Mom continued, saying that loud noises caught the attention of the Knutsons next door, with Mr. Knutson coming over to check on us. Concerned, he broke down the front door to find me near death, bleeding. Mary and Steve were beside themselves, and lastly she asked me what happened to Amelia. No one knew where she was, but I knew.
Looking at Mom, what could I say? Would she believe me? Or the police? Who would? Hearing that Amelia and her parents were really werewolves who planned to kill us and eat us. Eventually, the police chalked up my memory loss as trauma, as saying an unknown intruder kidnapped Amelia and tried to kill me. She was listed as missing. The next week, her parents, Mary and Steve, distanced themselves from my mom. She believed out of anger, but I knew better. Them still killing us would attract too much attention. And, monsters or not, they lost their daughter. Then, 2 days before Christmas, both quit their jobs and moved away that same day. Good enough for me. My mom was targeted too. Despite all that happened, that Christmas was the best I've had with my mom.
And then what, Dad? How did you know Krampus saved you?
Well, John, one thing Amelia left out was, when he takes bad kids, he also leaves a single silver-coated stick. Your grandma later, as I got older, told me when they found me, I was lying on the living room couch, covered with a mysterious red and black patterned blanket, keeping me warm in the freezing cold. And placed in my right hand was that silver-coated stick.
Hello everyone, it's Azazel Codex. I thought for Christmas I would re-debut this story I loved writing, which originally was part of a past collab for the channel of the gracious Dr. Creepen, along with Disturbed K, who I'm very grateful to for lending their voices, helping me bring my story to life. I've put their channels in the description below. They're both awesome. Check them out. To all as of this recording, now 263 of my subscribers. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You as my audience mean a lot to me, supporting my creativity through writing and narrating. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone.
And remember, horror is the light balanced with the darkness.